And good evening. We are following breaking news as we come on the air. The Coast Guard saying they have located an aircraft matching the description of the small plane that disappeared over the Bering Sea in Alaska. This image, you can see it here, just posted of the wreckage. Again, it's not officially confirmed this is the same plane. We know the Bering plane was carrying 10 people, including the pilot, when it dropped off of radar. The flight was traveling from the small village of Unalakleet around 2:30 local time, 2:39 local. It was heading to the city of Nome when roughly 40 minutes into the flight, it vanished. In a moment, you'll hear the panicked audio from air traffic control. Unfortunately, Alaska is known for its aviation disasters. Air travel is the main source of transportation to 80% of Alaska's villages. According to the CDC, from 1990 to 2015, of all the aviation accidents in the U.S., more than a third of those occurred in Alaska. The plane's disappearance is the third major aviation incident in the U.S. in just 8 days, right? It comes after the American Airlines flight and the U.S. Army helicopter collided, killing everyone on both the helicopter and the plane. NBC News aviation correspondent Tom Costello joins us tonight with the breaking news.
Yeah, Tom, this news breaking as we come on the air. The Coast Guard reporting that they have just identified what appears to be the remains of this plane 34 miles southeast of Nome, Alaska, in what looks like a snowy, icy field. 3 people on board were discovered, and they're deceased. No word on the other 7 who were on board. In the vast expanse of the Bering Sea off Alaska, a round-the-clock search for a small commuter plane headed north.
Low altitude alert, Bering Air 445. Check your altitude immediately.
It was 3:18 p.m. Thursday when Bering Air Flight 445 suddenly went off radar roughly 12 miles offshore. No emergency locator transmissions from the plane. At noon today, the Coast Guard announced search teams have spotted something.
At this time, there has been some sort of item of interest that has been identified by another aircraft.
The Cessna Grand Caravan was flying to Nome, Alaska with 9 passengers and a single pilot. The Nome Fire Department posting that the pilot told controllers he intended to enter a holding pattern while waiting for the runway to be cleared. Time-lapse video shows the conditions: snow, ice, and 50-mile-per-hour winds.
There's zero visibility. Basically, you can't see anything from the air or the ground.
Aviation experts say the pilot could have become disoriented in bad weather or hit severe icing conditions.
This aircraft experienced some kind of event which caused them to experience a rapid loss in elevation and a rapid loss in speed.
Today, the FBI joined the search using technology to detect cell signals. Alaska Governor Dunleavy writing he and his wife are heartbroken by the disappearance of the Bering Air flight over Norton Sound. It comes after a string of aviation disasters. That American Eagle regional jet and an Army Black Hawk chopper collided in Washington, 67 dead. And a medevac jet crashed in northeast Philadelphia a week ago, 7 dead. The NTSB and FAA investigating all of the incidents. Yeah, the Alaska State Patrol also reporting that everybody on board was an adult. Next of kin have, in fact, already been notified. Tom?
Yeah, and still unclear what happened to those 7 other victims. All right, Tom, we thank you for that. We also are following breaking news out of New Orleans and the Super Bowl. Police announcing an arrest has been made after a young sports reporter was found dead in his hotel room. The 27-year-old was in the city to cover the Super Bowl for Kansas City's Telemundo station. NBC's Sam Brock has the late details.
27-year-old sports reporter and anchor Adon Manzano was found unresponsive in a hotel room, according to police, and later pronounced dead, though the cause of his death is still unknown. A woman, Danette Colbert, is currently behind bars after authorities say they tracked her on surveillance video entering his hotel room early Wednesday morning.
A short time later, the female left and then came back, and then by 6 a.m., she left and never returned.
Law enforcement located Colbert in New Orleans late last night, then obtained a warrant for her residence, where they found Manzano's credit card, his cell phone, narcotics, and a firearm, though they don't believe it's related to this case.
Criminal history does include 2 instances where she drugged a victim.
For now, she's being charged with property crimes, though police say that could change. Manzano was profiled by a Kansas City station about a year ago, talking about covering the Super Bowl.
I used to dream about it, but I never expected that it was going to come that soon.
The young Telemundo journalist and father lost his wife in a car accident last year. He was raising their daughter alone. His Kansas City station posting in part on its website, Adon was a true professional and a rising star who exemplified excellence in his work. Even the local soccer team paying tribute, saying he covered Sporting KC and all sports in Kansas City with class and passion. Now questions mounting amidst a devastating development rocking the sports world and beyond.
Sam Brock joins us now live in studio. Sam, what more do we know about the suspect? You said she'd been arrested for this kind of thing before?
According to police, she was, Tom, a career criminal that investigators and detectives in New Orleans had stopped her repeatedly and knew about the fact that she was defrauding and scheming to defraud people in very much the same way. They also said there's at least 2 examples of her drugging victims previously, one in 2022 in Nevada, one in Jefferson Parish, so in the New Orleans area within the last couple of years. Whether that is partly what happened here, we're going to find out. Police say within the next 24 to 48 hours, they will know more about whether or not there was a drug-related aspect to all of this, but they're still conducting their investigation.
And you feel for this young man, right? He had lost his wife, and he was somehow able to pick up the pieces, went to the Super Bowl to report, and now he passed away.
You can't imagine a circumstance under which someone would experience tragedy on this level, or a family, multiple times over, and that's what happened here. So he lost his wife within the last year or so in a car accident, was raising his 2-year-old daughter on his own with the help of family, and it was sort of just trying to achieve his dream. Finally got to the Super Bowl, moved from Mexico City to Kansas back in 2018, was here living his dream, and this happened.
It's terrible. Okay, Sam, we thank you for covering that for us. We do want to turn now to some other stories that we're following, including the weather, which is going to be extreme in some situations. Communities in Tennessee and Kentucky cleaning up after several dangerous tornadoes swept through overnight. Those twisters killing at least 2 people, ripping apart homes and downing massive trees. This has 80 million people nationwide braced for heavy snow, freezing rain, and dangerous ice in the days and really the week ahead. Kathy Park has the latest.
Tonight, parts of the South were recovering from terrifying tornadoes, some shredding homes apart overnight.
Bro, there's a tornado right over here.
In Tennessee and Kentucky, 6 confirmed tornadoes, with an EF2 touching down east of Knoxville, killing 2 and injuring several others, including Richard Williams. He managed to survive, but barely.
It just lifted the house, and from that, it just slung me everywhere.
He told us his ex-wife and his 22-year-old daughter lived next door and didn't survive.
The loved ones are the worst. Everything else is material.
Nearby, this family took cover with just moments to spare.
We get in the tub, the house is rattling, deafening noise.
So 3 of you were hunkered down in that one tub?
Yes, my son, I was on top of my son, my husband was on top of me.
The extreme weather setting off tornado warnings across the state, even putting this high school basketball game on pause.
We are going to have a tornado delay.
Other states also slammed by severe weather this week. In West Virginia, heavy downpours flooded roads and stranded drivers.
Look at that, coming right down off the mountain.
While up north, a dangerous dose of snow and ice, with more on the way. And back here in Tennessee for February, it is rare to see 3 tornadoes in one day, when typically the state sees 3 tornadoes for the entire month. Officials confirming that everyone has been accounted for and the death toll likely won't climb. Tom?
Yeah, those are some terribly sad interviews there as well, Kathy, those people you met in the tornado. For more on the forecast, NBC News meteorologist Bill Cairns joins us tonight. Bill, we are tracking that string of winter storms. Walk our viewers through what we can expect.
Yeah, we'll take it through the first 2, and then we'll deal with the next week when it gets here. So fast-moving jet stream means fast-moving storms. That means we're not going to have like big, huge monster storms, but we're just going to have one after another. So we have 1, which is the red, and then the 2 is on Tuesday. Number 3 storm is going to be on Thursday, and then number 4 storm will probably be next weekend. So yes, and they're all a little different positions, so they're all going to bring a little different flavor to them. So the first storm that we're dealing with this weekend, this is going to begin tomorrow morning with snow in the northern plains. Minneapolis, you're going to have a snow day on your Saturday, heading into Wisconsin. And then it looks like Saturday night is when the worst of it gets up into the northeast New England, and that's when the storm's a little bit stronger. So the blue shows you the snow. The pink, watch out, more icy conditions, northern Ohio Valley, north of I-70 as we go through Saturday. And then Saturday night, stay off the roads, New York City into Connecticut, like 8 p.m. to midnight. We could get like 1 to 2 inches per hour. Even the main roads won't be able to keep up with the plows and the salt. So it's going to be very treacherous late Saturday night. Total about 4 to 6 inches Minneapolis. Looks like New York City right around 2 to 4 inches, but locally up to 8 inches. Central and southern New England gets the bullseye of this weekend storm. And then the next one is going to be Tuesday into Wednesday. This does not look to be a powerful storm, but it's kind of large. It's going to have a big footprint of light snow from Kansas City to St. Louis and then eventually Washington, D.C. to Philly to New York. This doesn't look like to be like a huge, big blockbuster storm, Tom, but the timing, obviously, during the middle of a work week and school week will make it difficult for a lot of people all the way from the Midwest towards the East Coast. And as I mentioned, there's more right behind that.
Yeah,
we're in for it.
Those snow days are adding up, as many parents out there know. All right, Bill, we appreciate it. We also have some breaking news from the White House. Late today, President Trump sharing on Truth Social that he will be immediately revoking the security clearances of former President Biden. And tonight, Trump facing more criticism for how much of a role Elon Musk is playing in the government. Senior White House correspondent Garrett Haake has it all tonight.
Tonight, President Trump with the Japanese Prime Minister as his administration intensifies its effort to carry out his campaign promise to slash federal government spending.
Elon is doing a great job. He's finding tremendous fraud and corruption and waste.
Now saying he'll direct Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency to look for wasteful spending at the Department of Education and the Pentagon.
Is there anything you've told Elon Musk he cannot touch?
Well, we haven't discussed that much. I'll tell him to go here, go there. He does it. We have very smart people going in. So I've instructed him go into education, go into military, go into other things as we go along.
The bulk of federal spending is Social Security, Medicare, programs like that. Would you like to see him look at those programs as well?
Well, they don't really have to be looked at by him. They can be looked at by us. Social Security will not be touched. It'll only be strengthened. We have illegal immigrants on Social Security, and we're going to find out who they are and take them out.
Democrats today protesting outside the Department of Education.
What are you doing here?
Security responsibility.
Get out of the way.
Stopped from entering the building by a security guard.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk must not and will not destroy the Department of Education on a whim.
Another Trump cost-cutting effort, that buyout for all federal workers, has now been accepted by more than 65,000 employees, according to a White House official, though a judge has temporarily paused the program. And tonight, signs are coming down at the U.S. Agency for International Development, which doles out foreign aid, as a federal judge late today pressed pause on the administration's plan to place thousands of workers on administrative leave. That move would have left as few as 611 essential employees left, the White House says, out of 10,000 just 2 weeks ago.
When you look at USAID, that's a fraud.
The Trump administration blasting the agency for what it calls wasteful spending, pointing to $2 million given to an organization for gender-affirming health care in Guatemala and $13 million to put on a Sesame Street production in Iraq.
It's perfectly appropriate to hit the pause button. If the Democrats want to be the guardians of permanent Washington in the abuse of taxpayer dollars, bring it on.
Though Musk has also made many false claims about the USAID budget, and Democrats are slamming the cuts.
Getting rid of AID makes us all less safe. It is also downright illegal.
USAID supporters noting the agency provides food aid to 28 million children per year worldwide suffering from malnutrition and treats more than 5.5 million children every year with pneumonia. Its $40 billion budget, less than 1% of federal spending overall. The agency previously praised by the First Lady.
We want to show the world that we care, and I partnered and I'm working with USAID.
I've not only lost my job, I've lost my life's work.
Rose Zolliger is a USAID contractor furloughed last week.
We are grieving for the thousands of people around the world who are dying as a result of these callous actions.
Meanwhile, the president was also asked about that newly compiled list of all FBI agents involved in investigating January 6th cases and if he's planning to fire them.
No, but I'll fire some of them because some of them were corrupt. I have no doubt about that.
Garrett joins us live tonight again from the White House. Garrett, I know there's some other breaking news that you have tonight involving President Biden's security clearance. What do we know?
Yeah, this is pretty extraordinary, Tom. Just a short time ago, the president posting on social media that he was revoking President Biden's security clearance and canceling his access to daily intelligence briefings, saying that it was Biden who set the precedent to do this back in 2021 when he canceled then private citizen Trump's, former President Trump's, intel briefings and security clearances. Really just the latest
in a series of retaliatory steps that President Trump has taken against perceived political enemies. He's canceled security clearances for dozens of former intelligence officials, pulled portraits of military officials who he didn't like. It's interesting to see that he didn't do this kind of during the week when he was here in Washington and when he was in front of reporters, but waited until basically he landed back in Florida tonight to make this announcement.
And then there's an image that is circulating throughout social media and the mainstream media as well tonight. It shows Elon Musk there behind the Resolute desk. Talk to us about this, and has the president weighed in?
It is an interesting image, and the president tried to laugh it off today when he was asked about it in the Oval Office, basically saying sarcastically, oh, is Time Magazine still in print? Tom, I can tell you very much that the president knows that Time Magazine is still in print. He has both real and fake covers of Time Magazine with him on it displayed around Mar-a-Lago. He cares deeply about the way these things are covered in the mainstream press. You remember during the first Trump administration how much the stories about Steve Bannon being a figure behind the scenes, allegedly pulling the strings in the Trump administration, got under President Trump's skin. He's tried to laugh off similar stories about Elon Musk to date now 3 weeks in, but we'll see if that, becomes more of a story in the future as past incidences have suggested that it may.
Yeah, you can't steal the spotlight from the president, that is for sure.
That's
okay,
right.
We always appreciate your reporting, Garrett. Thank you. When we come back, new details on the bird flu outbreak. All live poultry markets in New York City and surrounding suburbs shut down. The new cases reported as the virus fuels an egg shortage that's driving up prices for Americans. Plus, new body cam footage from inside those deadly wildfires in L.A., what firefighters faced as they arrived on the scene, and researchers spotting what's believed to be the largest shark ever tagged, the U.S. waters where that great white was spotted. Stay with us. We're back now with new details on the L.A. wildfires that ripped through the city a month ago. New body cam footage showing the harrowing moments first responders arrived on the scene in Altadena, as new details reveal what may have caused the fatal fires. Here's NBC's Liz Kreutz.
Tonight, body camera footage showing a glimpse into the harrowing evacuations as the Eaton fire exploded in Altadena. Police officers going door to door telling people to get out.
Police department, evacuate immediately!
Officers rushing into this nursing home, rescuing several elderly patients before it went up in flames.
Building's on fire, man. We gotta go.
Yeah, go.
One by one, rolling them out or picking them up.
I got you. Turn on. Turn on. There you go. Let's take them out. Hello?
At a nearby elderly home.
Oh, hi!
This footage showing deputies discovering a 100-year-old woman alone inside.
I've been trying to find a way out.
Let's get you out of here.
But don't lose me.
I promise I won't.
We won't lose you, don't worry.
These dramatic videos highlighting the terrifying initial hours of the Los Angeles fires, which sparked 1 month ago today, killing 29 people and destroying thousands of homes. As investigators still look into the cause, SoCal Edison is now acknowledging in a new filing that videos like these appearing to show flames at the base of one of their transmission lines suggests a possible link between their equipment and the start of the Eaton fire. But the utility also saying they still haven't identified evidence to confirm they're responsible.
All right, Liz Kreutz joins Top Story tonight. Liz, we heard there about the Eaton fire. Talk to us about the Pacific Palisades fire and if we know a cause there yet.
Yeah, Tom, no cause for either of those fires at this point, and it could take months before we really get those answers and some clarity. As far as the Palisades fire, the ATF continues to lead that investigation, and they're continuing to look into a variety of potential causes, including potential arson, and also whether it was that small brush fire that had ignited on New Year's Day near the Pacific Palisades, whether, in fact, although authorities had thought that it had been put out, whether it actually reignited and then spread because of those strong winds.
Might have been still smoldering. Okay, we do want to talk about other things as we look at all that destruction there still in Los Angeles, right? The next step for residents and city leaders is the rebuilding effort, which will be a huge undertaking. And a lot of big names, big wallets are throwing their hats in the ring. Stay with us for a moment, Liz, while we walk our viewers through the major players involved here, because we think this is important. We have 5 sort of teams of people, if you will, right? First, there's Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, who has tapped Steve Soboroff as the chief recovery officer for her efforts. Soboroff, we should note, of course, is NBC News correspondent, our good friend Jacob Soboroff's father. He's also a well-known real estate developer. Next is billionaire developer Rick Caruso, who ran against Mayor Bass in 2022, has launched a group he calls Steadfast LA. Among the high-profile business leaders joining him, Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos. Okay, we've also got a team from Patrick Soon-Shiong. He's the owner of the LA Times, who's putting together a leadership council to rebuild LA. And at the state level, California Governor Gavin Newsom launching the LA Rises Commission with NBA legend Magic Johnson, the chairman of the Dodgers, who's also the chairman of the Dodgers, and the organizer of the 2028 Olympic Games. So finally, on the federal level, President Trump has chosen his envoy for special missions, Richard Grenell, to lead his rebuilding effort. He's a Republican diplomat who just got back from Venezuela. So, Liz, this is truly the Mount Rushmore of highly influential leaders in business, politics, media, sport. I mean, there's all types of people here. But is this going to lead to a power struggle and essentially nothing getting done?
Yeah, I mean, Tom, when you lay it out the way that you just did, it's hard to imagine there's not going to be a power struggle here. Publicly, when these groups have been asked about all these different groups, they're all sort of saying, oh, the more the merrier. We welcome everybody. Public and private interests, all of that is good. And that may be, and I think a lot of residents probably feel like good. The more help we can get, the better. But there's a few things going on here. One is just the fact that LA County is massive. There's some 90 cities here. And so there's no one clear person that would lead this charge. LA Mayor Bass represents the Pacific Palisades area, but doesn't fully represent Malibu and does not represent Altadena. So because of that, it opens the door to allowing all these different groups to come in. And there's also been a lot of skepticism, as you know, from covering it, from some of the residents who have been critical of the elected officials, critical of Mayor Bass here. And so that's opened the door as well. And there's all these competing interests, political interests as well. Rick Caruso, who did run against Mayor Bass, has been one of the most outspoken critics of her. And it seems that as he's doing this sort of public initiative here, that he potentially has his own interests to run again for mayor here in LA or potentially even for governor. Tom.
Yeah, a lot of politics here. Okay, Liz, we know you'll be covering it. When we return, the new warning about the risk of marijuana use. Have you heard about this? Researchers discovering severe cannabis addiction is tied to a higher risk of death. What else we're learning about the serious health risks? Stay with us. Okay, we are back now with Top Stories news feed and the latest on the ongoing bird flu outbreak. All live poultry markets in New York City and nearby suburbs ordered to close after 7 new cases of the virus were detected. The new cases discovered during routine inspections of the markets. Governor Hochul saying there's no elevated health risk to the public, but it comes as bird flu contributes to an egg shortage and soaring egg prices. Look at that. The USDA now predicting egg prices will rise another whopping 20% this year. Okay, an update tonight on our reporting on the dangerous trend of nitrous oxide used as a recreational drug. The family of a Florida woman now suing to halt sales of addictive nitrous oxide gas canisters. The lawsuit alleging Margaret Caldwell died last November due to a years-long addiction to the products. The colorful tanks with candy-like flavors can be sold at gas stations. Her family accusing the companies behind them of using a loophole to sell them and says they are causing a, quote, national health crisis. Okay, just 2 days before the Super Bowl, an illness spreading through the Philadelphia Eagles roster. Right tackle Lane Johnson confirming 4 to 5 players fell sick since the Eagles left for New Orleans. Defensive tackle Jalen Carter was marked sick on the team's injury report. Cornerback Kenyon Mitchell reportedly also having laryngitis. The team says no players are expected to miss the big game over the illness. And we're going to have more on the Super Bowl later in the show. Researchers tracking what's believed to be the largest shark ever tagged off the coast of Jacksonville. Nicknamed Contender. Look at that guy. The massive male great white shark is 14 feet long, weighs more than 1,600 pounds. The research group OSearch tracked down the shark last month off Florida's northern coast. Researchers attached a tracking device and took biological samples, helping to contribute to shark conservation and research. Okay, we want to turn now to Top Stories Health Check and a new study warning about the death risk of heavy marijuana use. Researchers in Ontario conducting one of the largest studies on cannabis addiction, finding that people dependent on the drug are nearly 3 times more likely to die than those without an addiction, even increasing the rate of suicide, get this, by 10 times. The new study raising alarms as an estimated 3 million Americans say they suffer from what's called cannabis use disorder. To break all this down, I'm joined tonight by Dr. Laura Bayrut. She's a psychiatrist at Washington University School of Medicine. She also wrote a follow-up to this study published yesterday calling cannabis addiction a growing public health threat. Dr. Bayrut, thank you so much for joining us. A lot of people are going to be watching this and thinking marijuana isn't addictive, right? But this research suggests not only is it addictive, but that addiction can be deadly. Can you walk us through what the study found?
The study found that people who present to a hospital with cannabis use disorder have increased risk of death over the next 5 years. And this increased risk of death is over 3 times. And that's even after adjusting for all the potential confounding factors.
So how do you know if someone's addicted to marijuana? You know, I mean, there's a phrase, a term used, you know, that someone is a burnout, say, right, that they use a lot of marijuana. How do you know someone is recreationally using too much marijuana versus they have a serious problem and they need to get help?
It's the same way that we think about people having problems with alcohol. So there's a standard type of diagnostic procedure, and individuals use more. They use more to get the same effect. They have difficulty with withdrawal. They have craving, and they use despite medical problems, problems with their relationships, and problems with work.
Marijuana is easier to get now than it has ever been because so many states have legalized marijuana. Is that contributing to this problem?
Yes, it is. So there are 3 things that we really know. One is cannabis use is on the rise. The second thing is cannabis is addictive. And now this study is really important because it adds the component that people with severe cannabis use disorder have increased risk of death.
Is it, when we talk about the addiction here, right, is it an addiction similar to smoking or alcoholism where people need to wake up and they need that hit of nicotine or they need that drink? Is it like that, or is it habitual? Is it different?
No, it's the same. We could think of the different substances, though, have different addictive qualities. So nicotine and heroin, we think of as the most addictive types of substances. Alcohol is also addictive, but it's less addictive than heroin and nicotine. And cannabis is really in the range of alcohol.
Got it. And then I know there's another study that coincides with this, linking marijuana use to what I'm reading here, psychosis and schizophrenia. What do we know about that connection?
What we know is that people who use cannabis, if they have a genetic predisposition to schizophrenia, they have a younger age of onset of schizophrenia. And it also now looks like it's pushing people over into schizophrenia that may not have developed schizophrenia if they didn't use cannabis.
You know, doctors, some people may be really confused because they watch the news, they read the news, and in the push for the legalization of marijuana, people were saying that there are health benefits to marijuana, right? It can help people relax. People won't smoke. And I'm paraphrasing here, but they were making a lot of comparisons to alcohol and drunk driving and things like that. Was that all hogwash? Are there any health benefits to marijuana, or was that sort of deception to pass these laws to legalize the drug?
Well, the benefits of cannabis, I would say, are modest at best. And if we think about it, they were the benefits talked about with alcohol several years ago, when people were saying, oh, a little bit of alcohol is good for you, reduces heart disease, everyone should have a glass of red wine. And now we know that that's really not the case, and that alcohol really is causing more problems. What we're doing is we're in this public health period where we need to look at the science. And what the science is telling us is cannabis is addictive, and cannabis has adverse health consequences.
You think this is going to hinder the legalization process? Because not every state, it's not legal federally. There are still issues with marijuana use and the buying of marijuana. Do you think this is going to hinder some of those laws?
You know, that's a political question. And, you know, I think we should just be looking at the science of what's happening with this. And I'm hoping that our policymakers watch the science. There's no doubt in my mind that increased cannabis use is going to lead to increased adverse consequences and increased death.
Dr. Bayrut, we thank you for talking to Top Story tonight. We learned a lot, and we appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Coming up, we're going to switch gears to a lighter topic and talk about the Super Bowl. Nearly 68 million Americans are expected to bet on the big game this year. So what are the most popular bets? Who's the favorite to win? And can you put your money on Taylor Swift making news? We're breaking down the numbers and also a lot of the risks, of course, including the taxes you could owe if you win big. Stay with us. All right, we are back now with the countdown to the big game. This weekend is Super Bowl Sunday, and fans across the country are gearing up for a great game. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, who are looking to become the first team ever to win 3 championships in a row. And this year, the betting on football's biggest night could also make history. Look at this. Nearly 68 million Americans are expected to bet on the big game, a Super Bowl record. Spending a projected $23.1 billion. That's up $7 billion, yes, billion, since just last year. So tonight, Top Story has all your inclusive guide to betting the Super Bowl. I don't know about everything. Our friend Brian Chung is here to break down all the numbers. He's the only journalist here who can do math. So, Brian, we appreciate that. I mean, look, $7 billion, that shoots out to me. That's just stunning.
Oh, big time.
But it shows you how easy the apps are and how much people are betting. So what are the big bets for this game? What are they looking like?
Yeah, it's just a download away, right? So that's the reason why. For a lot of people, this might even be the first time betting. But look, when it comes to the big lines, of course, it's about betting on the team that might win it all. So when you look at the Chiefs, they are the favorites to win this. 120, which, by the way, I should mention just to kind of explain what these lines mean.
Yeah, please
120, you would have to put $120 in to win $100 net. So to get your 120 back plus 100, which means that for the Mahomes rushing for 25 yards, again, the quarterback for the
So you bet $120, they win, you get $100
on top of that.
Right?
So
All right,
for 171, you'd have to put $171 in to get $100 on top of that, which means if you see a plus sign in front of it, like Saquon Barkley scoring the first touchdown, again, has to be the first touchdown, plus 450 means that if you put $100 down, you would get $450 back on top of that.
So the odds, we can put that back up, Brett. So the bookmakers, Vegas, they think Saquon is not going to make the first touchdown. Essentially, that's what this tells us.
Because there's so many players on the field, too. I mean, the first touchdown is a really, really difficult one to hit, but Saquon Barkley is obviously
I just put 10,000 on that bet. That was a mistake. Yeah, no, I'm joking.
Yikes.
All right, so talk about the prop bets, because this is how people sometimes have some fun, and explain those.
Yeah, and especially for those that maybe aren't into the nuances of football itself, you could bet on things like, for example, the Gatorade that they're going to pour on the coach. So let's say, for example,
you can bet on the color.
Bet on the color. So, by the way, the favorite is yellow-green, allegedly. I don't know. I guess that's a popular Gatorade flavor. Also, who will appear with Kendrick Lamar, the rapper who's going to be performing during the halftime show? Odds favorite are his cousin, Baby Keem. And then this is a really fun one, Tom. Will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift? I looked this up because, again, I'm a numbers guy. The odds line actually got less favorable for betting this year compared to last year when the Kansas City Chiefs were also in the Super Bowl, plus 950 last year, only plus 750 now.
I'm going to give a little advice here. Let's go back to that last graphic, Brett. I'm going to show you. This is my knowledge here. I don't think it's going to be red Gatorade, because if Kansas City wins red, I don't think it's going to look good. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. It's going to be red.
You see orange in there.
You see orange in there, but maybe that's. But
do they
will they do it again?
The color?
I don't know.
I don't know.
And here on the Kendrick Lamar, it's not going to be Lil Wayne. A lot of people are betting Lil Wayne because it's NOLA, but Lil Wayne's with Drake.
Young Money, and they are beefing big time.
Yeah,
not like us. I think not like us will absolutely be played.
So yeah. All right. So anyways, that's your advice. We have no idea if it's right, but that's our take. Finally, talk to us about. And we're losing people's money here, but if you want to sort of group your bets together, right?
Parlay. Yeah, that's what you call it, right? And now parlay is the way that you can really maximize your winnings, because let's say, for example,
your losses.
Yeah, you could put 4 separate bets, right? I want to bet on Kansas City Chiefs winning. I want the Gatorade to be red, for example. Now, as separate bets, you'll win whatever the odds are. But if you group them together and both of those things hit, quote unquote hit, well, then you would get even more payout than if you had them as separate bets. So that's why for a lot of people that are watching the Super Bowl, I'm sitting down on my couch anyway, watching the whole thing. I might as well put it all on one ticket, try to increase the bet. But the problem, Tom,
those are the hardest to win.
If one of those legs goes bust, the whole thing goes.
It's just like trying to pick the 3 winners in college football. It's Saturday. It's impossible. What happens if you do win big, right? My 10K on Barkley getting that first touchdown. I win big. Do I have to pay taxes on that?
You're asking about taxes? We're having a fun segment here, Tom.
But you got it. What if you win big? You're talking about parlays,
Yep,
you know?
so here we go. You have on line 8, form 1040, schedule 1, you will have to report your earnings on there. You're going to get a 1099 form from your online sports betting app, from DraftKings or
how much you win? How much is the number, though? Is it anything? If you win anything?
I mean, it's basically anything, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when it comes to the reporting, it's all automated if you're using these sports betting apps. So you will get a form, which means that, you know, if you do hit it big, I know our colleague Sam Brock was looking at hammering the over on A.J. Brown reception yards.
Okay.
Well, if you win, just remember it's for 2024, so you wouldn't report that until next tax season next year. So anything that you're reporting this tax season would be for earnings from last year. So
I got you. I got you. And if I lose it all, can I wash your car on Monday? Can you give me a few bucks?
We can talk about that.
Thank you. Brian Sean, appreciate it, man. Always great to have you here. All right, so many are going to be excited to see how the Chiefs and Eagles turn up this weekend. And we want to thank Kyle Smith, the NFL's first fashion editor, for sharing his takes with us. That does it for us tonight. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I'm Tom Llamas. Keep it locked right here. More news on the way.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.